Today in Algebra 2, Chapter 2, Section 8, we are going to look at graphing linear inequalities in two variables. Okay, linear means line, inequalities means they're not going to be equal, and two variables means we will have an x and a y. Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. If we have 5x minus 2y is less than or equal to 6, let's put that in y equals mx plus b so that we can easily graph it. So if we're going to solve for y in this, we need to subtract 5x from both sides, so we will have negative 2y is less than or equal to negative 5x plus 6. Now we need to divide by negative 2. When we do that, you need to remember that when you divide by a negative, that you need to change your inequality symbol. So when we divide this by negative 2, every single term is going to be divided by negative 2. And when you divide by a negative or multiply by a negative through an inequality, your symbol is going to switch directions. So that's our 2's are going to cancel out here, and we're going to have y is greater than or equal to a negative over a negative is a positive, 5/2 x, and then a positive over a negative is a negative. 6 divided by 2 is 3. All right, if we want to graph that, we're going to start with our y-intercept, which is at negative 3. And our slope is 5 over 2, which means we're going to rise 5 and run 2 to get us another point right here. Okay, this has an equal to symbol with it, so we're going to have a solid line through the 2 points. And it's greater than, so we're going to be shading up from here. Okay, now from there, we have graphed that. Okay, so we put it in y equals mx plus b. We put our y-intercept on the line, we found our slope, and then we shaded with respect to the sign that it's greater than, so it's going up. The other way that you can decide which way you're going to shade is to use a test point. I like to use 0, 0. Okay, if we put 0 in for x and 0 in for y, it doesn't make a true statement. So if we come back up here to the original equation, put it in, we have 5 times 0 is 0, minus 2 times 0 is 0. Is 0 less than or equal to 6? Does that make a true statement? Yes, it does. Therefore, where 0, 0 is shaded. Okay, so here is 0, 0. That is in the solution set, so it is shaded where that point is. So if they give you an inequality like this, the same one that we had on the previous page, 5x minus 2y is less than or equal to 6, and they have the ordered pair 0, negative 4, and you want to know if that's a solution without having to graph it, then it's equally as easy. You just plug the 0 in for the x value and the negative 4 for the y value and see if it makes a true statement. So we would have 5 times 0 minus 2 times negative 4, and is that less than or equal to 6? Okay, 5 times 0 is 0. Negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8, so that is 8. Is that less than or equal to 6? No, it is not. Therefore, 0, negative 4 is not a solution. Okay, that does not make a true statement, therefore that point is not on there. If it gave you an ordered pair like 2, 2, and wanted to know, then we would substitute 2 in for the x and the y. We'll go back up and put them in right here. And we would have 5 times 2 is 10, minus 2 times 2 is 4, which is 6. Is that less than or equal to 6? And yes, it is. Therefore, okay, 6 is equal to 6, so yes. Okay, 2, 2 is a solution. Let's look at these last two examples here. Okay, these two do not have two variables. They only have one variable. So in this first inequality, y is less than or equal to negative 3. We're going to the axis that it says, which is y. So we're going to go to the y-axis to negative 3. It says less than or equal to, so that is a solid line, and it's less than, so we're shading down from there. Okay, so that's what our graph should look like. In this second one, in the second inequality, it says x is less than 2. It only has one variable, and that variable is x, so we're going to the x-axis. Now this does not have an equal to symbol with it, so it's going to be a dotted line through 2. So we're going to where x is 2, and we are going to put a dotted line, okay, a vertical dotted line through that, and it's less than, so we're going where the numbers are less than 2, which is to the left. The last inequality that we'll look at is y is less than 2x plus 3. Okay, our y-intercept is at 3, so we're going to our y-axis and putting our point at 3. Our slope is 2, so we will rise 2 and run 1. We can put a couple of those on there if you want to. Or we can also go down to a -1. Okay, again, this does not have an equal to symbol with it, therefore it has to be a dotted line through that graph. And it says less than, so we will be shading down. Again, you can use your test point of 0, 0, okay, and see if it works. If we put 0, 0 in, if we put 0 in for y, is less than 2 times 0 is 0, plus 3. So is 0 less than 3? Yes, it is. Okay, so that test point 0, 0 is in the solution set, so it is shaded in that area